Hello everyone, very good evening to one and all. Welcome back to the Vishta Rajkumar online classes. Today I am going to discuss about the physically, mentally, socially challenged children. So this topic is applicable for the MPHW second year students as well as the GNM third year students as well as the BS nursing third year students and the MSc nursing child health nursing specialty students. Okay, who are watching first time, please watch till the end of my video. Like, share, comment and subscribe my channel, and you hit the bell icon also. So let me see the one by one. So this actually I am going to discuss about the for the MPHW secondary students in the subject of the child health nursing. Okay, this topic is like belongs to seventh unit. The seventh unit is a care of physically mentally challenged. Okay, it's clear na? Okay, so let me see the one by one. Okay, handicapped children. So the main meaning is the handicapped child is one who deviates from normal health status either physically, mentally, or socially and requires special care and treatment education. It's clear na? So handicapped children are the child who deviates. The child is one who deviates from normal health status. It may be physically, either mentally or socially. She requires special care, treatment and education. So this is the meaning of the handicapped children. It's clear na? Okay. So next coming to the one more definition according to WHO. WHO is nothing the World Health Organization. The sequence of events leading to disability and handicapped conditions are as follows. Okay. So the WHO has given nice definitions regarding physically mentally challenged people. The sequence of events leading to disability and handicapped continues are as follows: injury or disease, and it leads next, if the any injury or any disease will be related to the particular part of the body, automatically what will happen, there is something impairment will be there. If the impairment will be there, it leads to disability. If the disability is leads to finally handicap, the person, the child is unable to do her activities or events in a routine life. It's clear now? Okay, this is a nice definition is given by the WHO. Next coming to the classification of the handicapped children. So physically handicapped, mentally handicapped, social handicap. So there are the how many types will be the physically handicapped, mentally handicapped. So physically is nothing but the not sorry physically is nothing but the perfecting functioning of the body organs, only body organs. Okay, it's known as physically. If the handicap, physical handicap means if the any child or any person is unable to do the activities in the related to the body organs of the body, it's known as physical. Mentally handicap is related to the brain. Okay, sklena is related to the brain. Okay, next social handicap. Social handicap, some of the behavior problems will be there. Okay, so unable to mingle with the persons in the society. Okay, so different anti-social behaviors like stealing, gambling. Okay, so different problems will be there. It's clear now, this known as a social handicap. So let us see the first we will discuss about the one by one. First, physically handicapped children. The physical handicapped children, blind. So physically, so perfect functioning of the body organs in our body, so many organs will be there, no, like eyes, ears, nose. So different organs will be there. So blind, so physical handicapped is related to the blind, deaf, dumb, crippled child. It's clear now. So let me see the blindness. According to WHO, the inability to count fingers in daylight from a distance of 3 meters is defined as blindness. If the any person is unable or inability to count fingers, actually we can count the fingers in day and night time also, but some of the children or child is inability to count fingers in daylight from a distance of 3 meters. It is defined as blindness. It's clear now? Okay. So next, the problem faced by the blind child, if the child is unable to count the fingers in daytime, at least from distance of the 3 meters. So what are the problems the child may face? Okay, problem of attachment, unable to use hand as organ or perception. Okay, problem on locomotion. Locomotion is nothing but the movements. Okay, next one, dependency on parents. If they are unable to identify, so he will depend on the parents or caregivers or guardians. It's clear. Next, behavioral problems. Next, less social interaction. So he is blind. No, he is unable to interact with the society. He is unable to interact with the people in the society. Next, less paying activity. Okay, he unable to play the games with their friends, relatives, neighbors, or the like according to peer group. people. It's clear now. So these are the problems faced by the children if the child is having the problem of the blindness. Next, how we can prevent the blindness? Provide good antenatal care. So during pregnancy, the mother has to take the good balanced diet. She has to cover the immunization, like she has to receive the measles, rubella vaccinations. She has to go for the genetic counseling and screening. Some of the families, she may not have the problem, but she has to go for the genetic screening. Husband side and mother also, she has to go for the genetic counseling and screening and all, to prevent infection. She has, if she mother have any infection, she has to prevent. She has to consult the doctor. She has to rectify, and she has to take the appropriate treatment for that. Next, to prevent preterm birth and provide excellent neonatal care to pre. Okay, it's clear now. Okay, she has to prevent preterm, so before delivery she has to if she have the infection, she has to take the appropriate treatment and all. She has to provide the excellent neonatal care. It's at least 25 days, so birth newborn to 24 days at least, she has to give the excellent care to the baby. Next, coming to the vitamin A supplementation, she has to take the vitamin A supplementation. So during pregnancy period also, health education about eye safety, personal hygiene and nutrition for health promotion and all. Next, treatment of causes of childhood blindness, it's retinopathy, prematurity. Okay, next, cataract, glaucoma. These are all the problems are related to the eye. Okay, so if the any person is having this problem, she has to take the appropriate treatment by the ophthalmologist related to eye specialist. Next, coming to the management, how we can manage the problem related to the eye. Physiotherapy, like orientation and mobility instructors. Okay, mobility aid is nothing but the instruments and all. Okay, and guides. Okay, and next one is the, okay, so this is all the by following this we can manage the problem. Next, coming to the physical handicap, the first one is a blindness is finished. Next, coming to the deafness, a person who is not able to hear as well as someone with normal hearing. A person who is not able to hear as well as someone with normal hearing. Simple, we will call also some persons unable to identify the sounds by outside the people. It's clear na? It can affect one ear or both ears. If the child may have the one side or both ears also, he can have the problem, and leads to difficulty in hearing conversational speech or loud sounds. It's clear. So levels of hearing impairment will be there. Any injury or any disease leads to impairment. Already we discussed now starting itself. So let me see the levels of hearing impairment. So mild deafness. Okay, mild. How we can categorize the deafness? So here the mild, moderate will be there. Okay, so here the mild, mild, moderate, severe. So mild 25 to 39 dB means decibels. How we can measure the sounds by following the decibels? Okay, okay, so here the if the any child is unable to hear the at least 25 to 39, it is known as mild deafness problem will be there. Moderate deafness, so here the moderate deafness 40 to 69 decibels. So is like not mild, not severe, it's a mediator. Okay, moderate decibels. Next, severe deafness 70 to 89 decibels. If the person is unable to hear the sounds like a 70 to 89, it's a severe deafness will be there. So here the like a triangle, so triangle, so here the space will be there, no more space, that's the reason this is severe deafness. Moderate, not less, not big, that is reason we are calling a moderate deafness. See the mild space will be there, no, this is a mild deafness. Okay, it's clear. So this is the classification of the deafness by following the decibels. Okay, mild, moderate, severe, it's clear. So next, coming, sorry, and one more is there, no, profound deafness 90 decibels above. Okay, profound, say above. Okay, these are the four types of the classification of the hearing impairment. So next, coming to the impact of hearing loss: functional impact, poor academic performance, social emotional impact, and economic impact. So these are the four impact of how the problem will be there. Functional impact. Second was poor academic. If they unable to listen, how can he improve the academic performance? Poor academic performance. Next was social emotional impact. Next, economic impact. There are four problems will be there. Okay, next one is the how we can manage the problem. So sign language, some people say we will during journey and all, some people they will do the how they can communicate by following the signals and all, isn't it? So the same way, sign language will be there for those people separately. They will only rectify, they will only identify the language by using the symbols, gestures and all. Okay, so this is the sign language. It's clear? Okay, next one is the hearing devices, hearing aids, assistive listening devices and cochlear implants. Cochlea is one of the part of the ear. Okay, so these are the first how we can manage the ear problem. If the any child is having the problem, how we can overcome the problem by following this one. Like it may be first sign language, second was by wearing the hearing devices, second was the lip reading skills and speech therapy, and next one is the use of written or printed text. So these are very very important. You have to keep it in mind: sign language, hearing devices, lip reading skills, speech therapy, use of written or printed text. Next coming to the okay, how we can manage the speech defects and all. So here all I have told no, like a sign language by using the non-verbal communication like a gestures. So this is the example of this one. Okay, so next one by wearing the hearing devices, hearing aids, assistive listening devices and cochlear implants, lip reading movements, speech therapy, use of written or printed text. Okay, so next coming to the speech handicapped. Okay, unable to speak out. Okay, so already we have discussed blindness and deafness, and third one is a speech handicapped means an impairment of speech or sound production, fluency, voice or language which significantly affects a child's educational performance or their social, emotional or vocational development. So this is a speech handicapped. Okay, so speech handicapped is nothing unable to speak out. It may be impairment of speech, okay, and sound production, fluency, voice or language which will affects a child's educational performance or their social, emotional and vocational development. So next coming to the of type of speech impairment. So here's the articulation disorders, like a fluency disorder, voice disorder, aphonia disorder and language disorder. These are all the four, like five types of the speech impairments. Okay, so articulation disorders, fluency disorder, like a articulation disorder, fluency disorder is shuttering will be there, voice unable to come out the voice, aphonia, language disorder, all this all. So next coming to the impact of speech impairment. So poor communication skills and all. Okay, so impact of speech impairment. If the child is unable to speak or if the child is having the speech impairment, or what are the problems she may face? So poor communication skills, unable to speak out, or there is a problem will be there. So there is she may not communicate with other people. Like a poor communication skills. Next, less social interactions, like a behavioral problems. Like children may feel shame, okay, embarrassment, frustration, anger, depression as a result of speech impairments. So poor academic performance, these are all the problems she and the child may face, so due to the speech impairment and all. Okay, so next coming to the, if the child is having the speech impairment, how we can manage the situation as a healthcare department people. So early identification of speech impairment is a very very important. So prevention is better than cure, no? So that is the reason we have to identify early. If you identify early, we can get the, we can can mm, we can offer the better treatment for the child. So elimination of hearing impairment. Next, medical and surgical interventions for underlying causes. If the some of the problems, if we can treat with the like a medicines and all. If it's a problem is not subsided, it's not cured with the medications. Next step is a surgical treatment, all like operations and all. Okay. Next one is psychological counseling. Okay, we have to give the counseling for the child as well as the caregivers as well as the family members. Next one is avoid making fun of their voice or speech. So we have to making the fun regarding their voice and everything. So we have to avoid the funny jokes regarding their voice and all. Okay. So next coming to the voice or speech therapy, we have to try to give the therapy like a speech therapy for the child, like a physical therapy. Next one is a cognitive rehabilitation. So this is all the like a management techniques and management skills for the child. If you follow these techniques and all, easily some of the improvement, some of the changes will be there whoever having the speech defects and like a speech impairment and all. Okay, so this all till now we discuss like what we discussed, like till now we discussed about like a blindness one. These are all comes under physical handicapped. Okay, so this first one is the blindness, second one is the deafness, third one is the speech. Okay, speech impairment. So fourth one is orthopedically handicapped, related to bones and joints and all. Okay, orthopedic disability occurs when movements in over body are affected due to disease, injury, any absence or deformities in the joints, bones, muscles, or an injury in nervous system. So all I have told, orthopedic is nothing but it may be bones, it may be joints, or it may be muscles. If the any problem will be, or it may be any problem or any injury or any deformities. See, any injury or any disease or any deformities, it may be affected in the joints, bones. Okay, it may be affected, it may be disease, or it may be injury, or it may be absence of or any other deformity. See, in the joints, bones, muscles, or an injury in nervous system. Okay, next one is a locomotor disability, means disability of the bones, joints, or muscles leading to substantial restrictions of the movement of the limbs. Okay, locomotor is nothing but the movements. Okay, locomotor disability means disability of the bones, joints, and muscles leads to substantial restrictions. Some of restrictions will be of the restrictions may have the movements of the limbs and all. It's clear. So how we can manage the problem of the child with orthopedically handicapped? Okay. So all I have told, orthopedic is nothing but the disease, injury, or absence or deformity in the bones, joints, muscles. Okay, so how can, if the child has a problem with the joints, muscles, and muscles, joints, and bones, so correction of the deformity. Okay, we have to the main problem, how we can manage by doing the correction of the particular bones or joints or muscles. Physical therapy, next one is occupational therapy, next massage therapy, prosthetics, artificial limb and all are prosthetics. Next was the devices for positioning and mobility. So this are all the, if you see these pictures, usually you can get the little bit idea. Okay, these are all the okay, okay, impairments and all. Okay, sorry, these are all like a prosthetics, artificial, okay, splints, some of the prosthetics devices. It's clear, na? So next one, the devices for positioning and mobility: canes, walkers, crutches, wheelchairs, specialized exercise equipment, specialized chairs, desks, and tables for proper posture development and all. Okay, okay. So these are all the devices for this device may be useful for the positioning and mobility of the child. Okay, canes, walkers, crutches. See here some of the images will be there now. By following these images you can get the idea. Okay, if the child is having unable to walk, if the any disease related to in the bones or muscles or joints, so it's clear. Okay, special exercise equipment, specialized chairs, desk, tables for proper posture development. So these are all things. Okay, walkers, wheelchairs. Okay, specialized chairs and desks for tables for proper posture and development. So next, till now we discussed about the how many like a physically handicapped. In physically handicapped, like first one is a blindness, second one is deafness, third one is a speech impairment, fourth one is the orthopedically handicapped. Okay, so there are four types comes under physically handicapped. So next, coming to the mentally handicapped. So mentally handicapped is nothing but a mental handicap is an impairment in an individual's ability to function cognitively, emotionally, or physically. So due to the presence of a psychiatric conditions, this condition hinders someone's ability to perform a task or prevents that person from engaging in an activity without assistance. Okay, so this is an impairment in an individual's ability to function cognitively, emotionally, or physically due to the presence of a psychiatric conditions. Okay, so the person, someone is able to perform a task or prevent this person from engaging in an activity without assistance. So next, coming to mentally handicapped children include mental retardation, cerebral palsy. These are the two types problem will be there in the mentally handicapped. Mental retardation and one more is the cerebral palsy. These are two types that comes under mentally handicapped. Okay, first we will see about the mental retardation. Mental retardation is defined as a significant sub-average general intellectual functioning resulting in associated with a concurrent Impairment in adaptive behavior which manifests during the developmental period. American Association Mental Deficiency. So here the main problem will be there. Significant sub-average general intellectual function. Sub-average, not average, not below average. This is sub-average general intellectual functioning will be there. So this is a functional resulting in associated with a concurrent impairment. Some of the impairment abnormal, like a there is not functioning proper impairment in adaptive behavior which manifests during the developmental period. Okay, so mental retardation levels. So mid, so sorry, mild mental retardation, moderate mental retardation. So there are the four types of the, like how we have discussed speech and all, like not speech, deafness and decibels and all. In the same mental retardation, that four types of the mental retardation will be there. So mild 50 to 70, moderate 30 to 35 to 50, severe 20 to 35, profound above, sorry, below 20. Okay, below 20, profound, more than severe. Okay, so these are the types of the mental retardations and all. Okay, effect on child. Okay, effect on children. If the child may have the mental retardation, mentally handicapped, so how it will affect on child? Failure to achieve developmental milestones. Failure to achieve, according to her age group, and they cannot achieve the developmental milestones. It's clear now. Okay, so like a failure to achieve deficiencies in cognitive functions such as inability to learn or meet the academic demands, expressive or receptive language problems. There are three types of problems which the child may face. So not only that, like a continuation, let's see here, psychomotor skill deficits, difficulty performing self-care activities, neurological impairments, medical problems such as seizures, like a fits and all, low self-esteem, depression and label modes, irritability when frustrated or upset, lack of curiosity. These are all the problems the child may face if the child may have the mental retardation. The mental retardation already have told, no, okay, four types of the mental retardations will be there: mild, moderate, severe, profound and all. So these are all the problems the child may have the this psychomotor, okay, difficulty performing self-care activities, neurological impairment, medical problems, low self-esteem, irritability, this is all. So what are the treatment modalities if the child may have the mental retardation? So behavior management, environmental supervision. Always we have to supervise the child. If the child may have the mentally retardation, mentally handicapped, compulsory supervision should be there. We have to correct the behavior, monitoring the child's developmental needs and problems, programs at maximum speech, language, cognitive, psychomotor, social, self-care and occupational skills and also. So all the programs are very, very important to coordinate the each child who are having the mental retardation problems. Okay, we have to see the social interaction, self-care, occupation skills and family therapy also needed. Early interventions programs for children younger than age 3 with mental retardation. So provide day schools to train the child in basic skills such as bathing, feeding and all. So we have to train the child at least basic skills. That is the reason we have to send the child to day schools, like a daycare centers will be the separate in Secunderabad, Jubilee bus stop. Near to Jubilee bus stop, one of the like a one of the school separate school will be there, that is okay, near one school is, so they will give the training to the all the physically mentally challenged people and all. So here next one is the cerebral. First, in mental retardation the two types will be there. The mental retardation already have given till no discussion. Next, second one condition is the cerebral palsy. It is a disability that affects the ability to control muscles caused by the damage to the brain while the brain is developing. So when the brain is developing, if the any problem, disability that affects the ability to control muscles caused by the damage to the brain, if the child may how the problem, and if the any muscles, control muscles caused by the damage, if the child have the any damage to the brain while the brain is developing, the child may have the problem, automatically it will have, it relates to the cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy, cerebral is nothing but the cerebrum only. So effects of cerebral palsy: abnormal muscle tone, abnormal movements, skeletal deformities, seizures like a fits, speech problems, swallowing problems, hearing loss, vision problems, dental problems, bowel and bladder control problems. So many problems will be there if the child may have the damage to the brain when they are developing stage. Okay, so these are the problems the child may have. So next coming, that's what I have discussed the mental illness two types will be there. So next coming the socially challenged children. So socially challenged children, a socially handicapped children may be defined as a child. Okay, next one is socially challenged children. In the socially challenged children, a socially handicapped children may be defined as a child whose opportunity for a healthy personality development and full unfolding of potentialities are hampered certain elements in his social environment such as parental inadequacy, environmental deprivation, lack of learning opportunity and emotional disturbances. So next coming to the categories of the social handicapped children: orphan, neglected children, children of diverse step parents, delinquent children. So these are the main causes of the categories of socially handicapped children. Clear? Okay, next coming to orphan children. So these are all the, so no need of in depth. So you can write it if you want. You can write the social handicapped children. Okay. Next one is categories of the socially handicapped children. You can categorize the orphan neglected children or children of diverse or step parents, delinquent children. You can write it. So no need of definitions of the orphan. Next coming the problem associated with the orphans: developmental retardation, conduct and sleep problems, personality problem, bedwetting, disturbance in eating, depression. Okay, these are during adulthood, antisocial problems, drug addictions, alcoholism, marital problems. These are all the problems will be there. So if the parents are neglected the children, okay, if the parents are neglecting the children, okay, child neglect is okay, it's an ongoing failure to provide the right care and attention to a child's needs, including food and safe environment, and child's emotional needs including warmth, security and love. A lack of these things are likely to result in serious damage to the child's health and development. It's clear now. So the social disturbances, social handicap mainly if the child is neglected from the parents. Okay, if the child may not get the proper right care and the right attention, if they're not okay, like a child's needs, okay, food and safe environment and emotional needs including warmth, security and love and all. Okay, a lack of these things are likely to result in serious damage to the child's health or development and all. Okay, if the lack of parents, okay, lack of supervision of the parents, okay, lack of like a love and affection from the parents. If the child is neglected from the parents, it leads to also socially handicapped problem. Okay, types of child neglect: physical, medical, nutritional, educational, emotional. So these are the types of the child neglect. So this child neglect is comes under socially handicapped. Okay, so these are the factors for the social handicap of the children. Okay, parental mental health problems such as depressions, unstable and obsessive relationship between the parents, parental history or learned parental behavior, lack of knowledge of children's needs, and inability to plan, lack of confidence about the future. Okay, and being a teenage mother, alcohol and drug abuse in caregivers, unemployment, poverty, a large number of children, high levels of stress and domestic violence. Okay, so this all, so this is no need. Okay, for MPHW students, no need of this much explanation, but some of the points I already have to know is open your syllabus. According to that, you can write it. Okay, so manage how we can manage the social handicapped children. For parents, we have to give the health education to the parents. Treatment for substance abuse, depression or either mental health problems, low self-esteem, violent behavior. Realize responsibility regarding child. The parents has to be realize the responsibility regarding child, educating and helping parents to correct their okay erroneous thinking and behavior of mental parenting skills and all. Okay, child-centered interventions include pediatric care, monitoring behavioral and mental health treatment, provide stimulation program, and to emotionally neglected child, develop timely and comprehensive assessments are placed in foster home. Okay, so next, so this is no need for people for MSc, you can write it now. For MPHW students, no need of this one. So why the child neglected if the parents are divorced or parents are separated? automatically the child may lack of the love and affection from the parents, lack of supervision, lack of social needs, lack of emotional needs. So that is the reason he may have the problem. Okay, he may face a stressful life. He may addicted to the some of the other habits. This is for the no need ma. So this is in depth like a explanation will be there for the inter students. There is no need of this much explanation. But here you can write for starting infants loss of appetite, upset stomach, for toddlers more crying, sleeping problem, may feel hunger, may worry when patient is out of sight, may withdraw, bite or be irritable, temper tantrums. Preschoolers feels uncertain about the future, may feel responsible, may hold hunger. If the parents are neglected the children at the age group of preschoolers, the preschoolers like a 3 to 5 years, 3 to 5 years age group of the children's preschoolers. Okay, okay, these are the problems the child may face. Okay, early elementary feels unfaithful and feels a sense of loss, feels rejected by parents who left, ignores school and friendships, worries about the future, complains of headaches and stomach aches, experiences loss of appetite, sleep problems, diarrhea, urinary frequency and all, and learning problems in school. With the preteens and adolescents, feels angry under disillusions, feels abandoned that parent is leaving, not other spouse, showing extreme behavior, involved in high risk behavior, shoplifting, skipping school, okay, antisocial behavior, antisocial drug and alcohol abuse problem in maintaining relationships, worries about financial matters. So how we can manage the problem if the child is neglected, if the child may have the socially handicapped, like a different child neglected, it may be divorce and family separations. So different the categories of the socially handicapped children, how they can manage not expose the child to conflict between parents. If the parents may have the problem, even though in front of the children, the parents should not do the any fighting, any conflicts and all. So not expose the child to conflict between parents. Listen to child and provide emotional support. Child should be ready to respect to both parents. The child has to give the respect to both parents. Child should taught that both parents are nice people but are separating because if they have different views about life. So this is next coming to the prevention of handicapped condition in children. How we can prevent? So this is the for every category of the BS nursing, GNM, MSc or PhD also. So this is a very important aspect. So as a nurse, how we can prevent the handicapped condition in children? Okay, the three levels of the prevention will be the primary, secondary, tertiary. In primary prevention, genetic counseling. The children may have the mentally handicapped. The parents should undergo for the genetic counseling and all. Genetic screening, reduction of consanguineous marriages. Okay, consanguineous like close blood relation. Okay, if they have the same repetition will be that is the reason. Try to reduce the consanguineous marriages. Okay, uncles, aunties, wife, daughters. Okay, uncles, son, aunties. Okay, like a daughter. Okay, so blood relation marriages. So try to reduce pregnancy planning, RH incompatibility, immunization of mother and baby, vitamin F prophylaxis, improve nutrition status of mother and child. Next, prevention of iodine and folic acid deficiency. The mother during pregnancy, the mother has to take the iron and folic acid tablets per day, one tablet. Next, to provide essential care in prenatal, internatal, postnatal period. Next, to prevent maternal and neonatal infection, prevent birth injury, asphyxia, hyperbilirubinemia, special care to high risk mother, abortion, premature birth, encourage to kick bad habits such as smoking, alcohol abuse, and all. So, this is try to avoid the bad habits, special care to high risk mother. So, these are all the primary prevention. Secondary prevention, careful history. Okay, actually primary prevention, health promotion, specific protection. Okay, primary prevention is the first one, is it consisting of the health promotion and specific protection. That is the reason. So here the like a health promotion here, genetic counseling, these are all the like specific protection means vitamin F prophylaxis and prevention of iron deficiency, essential care, prenatal and neonatal infection, prevent birth injury, asphyxia, hyperbilirubinemia, special care. These are all the things. Next, secondary prevention. The secondary prevention is the early diagnosis and treatment. Okay, it's consisting of the early diagnosis and treatment. Okay, careful history, regular medical supervision, developmental assessment, treatment of particular handicapped condition. Spelling mistake will be there here. Treatment of particular handicapped condition, correction of deformity, physiotherapy, exercise to improve physical condition, occupational therapy. Next, speech therapy to improve communication ability, prosthetics, artificials. Okay, special care for mentally, physiotherapy and exercise to improve. Okay, treatment of particular handicap condition, correction of deformity, physiotherapy, exercise to improve physical condition, occupational therapy. Okay, speech therapy to improve special care for mentally handicapped children with warmth, love, tolerance, discipline, avoid criticism, counseling and guidance, referral for welfare services. So last third tertiary level is the rehabilitation and prevention of the complications. Okay, medical rehabilitation, social rehabilitation, education rehabilitation, psychological rehabilitation, vocational rehabilitation. Rehabilitation is nothing but the bringing back to normal situation of the kind. Okay, so next welfare of the handicapped children. So what is the main role of government and private agencies in providing the services for the handicapped children? This is also important question for all the categories of the nursing students. Welfare of handicapped children, persons with disability, like a protection of right and full participation, introduced by Ministry of Welfare, Government of India, to deal with the preventive and emotional aspects of the children. Okay, to provide for the care, protection, maintenance, welfare, education, rehabilitation of socially handicapped children. It's clear. So this is the welfare of the handicapped children. Persons with Disabilities Bill. It was passed in the year of 1995, introduced by the Ministry of Welfare and Government of India. Its mainly deals with the preventive and promotional aspects of the rehabilitation. Nice. Children Act, it was passed in the year of 1960. It's mainly provided for the care, protection, maintenance, welfare, education, and rehabilitation of socially handicapped children. Okay, and one more, this some of the schemes for handicapped children. Okay, Deen Dayal Disabled Rehabilitation. Okay, Deen Dayal Disabled Rehabilitation Scheme, assistance to disabled person to purchase or fitting of aids and appliances. Okay, Deen Dayal Disabled Rehabilitation Scheme, and one more is assistance to disabled person to purchase or fitting of aids and appliances. National Handicap Finance and Development Operation Scheme for Implementation of Persons with Disabilities Act. Okay, next is SPIDA. So SPIDA is nothing but the Scheme for Implementation of Persons with Disabilities Act. This was came in the year of 1995. Scheme for incentives to employees in the private sector for providing employment to persons with disabilities. Next, the National Institute for Handicapped. Okay, National Institute of Orthopedical Handicapped, Calcutta. So some of the national institutes for the handicapped will be there. So it's maybe in Kolkata. Orthopedic Handicapped Institution will be there in Calcutta, and mentally handicapped in Hyderabad. National. Okay. Okay, it's the National Institute of Mental Handicapped. It will be there in the near to the Jubilee bus stop. Okay. Okay. Next, Ali Yawar Jung National Institute of Hearing Handicapped. Okay, mentally orthopedic will be there in Calcutta. Mental handicapped will be there in Hyderabad, and hearing handicapped will be there in Mumbai. Okay, and training and research Calcutta. Okay, a visually handicapped Delhi and Dehradun. Sorry, Dehradun. Okay, so next one more is also very important role, nursing management of handicapped children. Okay, ineffective family coping and altered parenting related to handicapped condition. So this is the nursing diagnosis are mainly useful for the BS nursing third year students and MS nursing, specialty child health nursing first year and second year students also. So this is okay, but if you want you can write these problems also. So ineffective family coping will be there. It's mainly altered parenting related to handicapped condition, anxiety of parents and family members will be there, altered nutrition less than body requirement, potential for infection will be there, self-care deficit will be there, communications impairment will be there, physical mobility impaired will be there, altered elimination pattern, activity intolerance, altered sleep patterns, sensory alterations, excuse me, altered growth and development, so devotional activity deficit, all knowledge deficit to continued care of handicapped children. It's clear, no? Okay, next comment is the challenged family. Dysfunctional challenged families are the ones having challenged children, either physically or mentally or both. So, challenged child is a term legally or morally used for the child who is mentally challenged, or he may have any learning disability associated with a physical impairment. They are often called as a special child. So we should not call like a mentally retardation child. So we are used to call, often we are used to call as a special child. If the any child with the born with the physical, mental, socially handicapped children, so we can use to call as a special child. Thus having special needs of person's attention to attain their fullest potential. Psychosocial problems faced by the challenged family parents. Parents, the legal guardian of challenged child, face a great deal of problems while bringing up their children. Okay, problems faced by the parents. Yes, see here, if the child is mentally challenged, so much of problems the parents has to be faced. Emotional issues, guilt. They often struggle with guilt as if they somehow caused the child to be disabled. So they may have the guiltiness also if the child may have the physically mentally challenged. Okay. Next one is the stress also will be there. Okay. Stress, guilt. This is the uh, emotional problems. So these are problems faced by the parents. If the child is born with a physically mentally challenged, these are the problems the parents may has to be faced, like a guilt. Okay, next is stress. Due to the many responsibilities, the burden of coping with a disabled child, they experiences a lot of stress. Okay, disappointment. Parents hold high hopes when the child is born, and when disability diagnosed, feels disappointed that their ambitions won't be possible, isn't it? So many parents, I know, um, I didn't get it, so I will fulfill with my child. So they may have a little bit intention, they may have the ambitions. So when the child is born with a disability, so they may feel disappointed, and their ambitions won't be possible. So disappointment also the parents may be faced. Embarrassment. Parents feel embarrassed that their child is not mentally, physically stable. Okay, this is all the stress and guilt and embarrassment. So at least secondary students, at least you have to try to write the headings. Okay, guilt, stress. Okay, and next one is the embarrassment, disappointment. Okay, and next one is the loss of social relations. They become socially very isolated. Loss of social interactions or social relations. So these are the emotional. Monitor behavior. Parents might have to keep a close eye and monitor the child's behavior at school in order to ensure that she is not being built at. So monitor behavior. Always they have to monitor the behavior of the child. So this is the one of the problems faced by the parents if the child is born with a disability. It's clear, no? Emotional issues. What are the emotional issues? Stress, guilt, disappointment, embarrassment, and monitor behavior. Next, coming to educational issues. Education, search for private education. They have to search for the private education for their child. Parents usually have to search for private education or an adequate public education which provides all the needs of the child. Okay, next one is the transportation also. Okay, transportation to and from the school might be an issue, hence some homeschooling a better option. Okay, so transportation also a big task for the child who born with a disability. So that is the reason. So issue, hence homeschooling a better option for the parents. Financial issues, not only education. For education, they need private education than the government education. So homeschooling is important. Okay, next financial issues, caregiving expenses. So much of money they have to spend for for their children's private education, professional help. So these are all the financial issues the parents may face. Okay, next coming the problems faced by the siblings. Experience of disturbances, lack of parental attention, adverse emotional problems, feeling of disproportionate. consideration feelings of insecurity, loss of property, low self-esteem, fear of having same type of children. Okay. So here's the rights of the challenged. So what are the rights will be there for the challenged people, like a special child people. So rights to be treated with dignity, right to education, right to confidentiality, right to occasional rehabilitation, the right to social support, right to transportation, right to refuse treatment while in residential care, right to privacy. This is also we have tried. This is also important one. Okay, rights of the child, not rights of the children. So this is the rights of the mentally, socially, physically handicapped children. So they have the right to treated with the dignity. They have to get the right to education, confidentiality, occasional social support, transportation, and everything. So rights to be treated with the dignity. So this all, there is no need of explanation, but you have tried this side headings and all. It's clear na? Okay, so these are all the things. Coping responses. Coping responses, they have to cope the situation of the problem of the child. Strive for different diagnosis. Frequently visits to health professionals. They want their children to see at minimum scale of disability. Some become very much psychologically stressed and go for spiritual treatments. Okay, instead of the coping, so how they can cope up the situation. Okay, so frequent visits, they want their children to see at minimum scale of disability, so that is the reason they frequently they will go for the health professionals. Okay, next one is the some become very much psychological stress and go for the spiritual, they will go for the temples, they will trust on god and all. Okay, various difficult that parents raising children with special needs indicated 75% parents reported a favorable and optimistic outlook and expressed satisfaction with their lives. After acceptance of the disability of child, search for healthcare professionals to improve child's health status. Educated ones attend seminars and workshops to learn coping strategies. Healthy coping responses by siblings may share their fears and feelings of frustrations with parents, and health professionals may use it artwork and journals to deal with the feelings, may use hammer as coping mechanisms. Unhealthy coping responses may become deliberately ignorant of family life, may become troublesome at home to gain parental attention. Foundation of coping strategies, explanatory work, finding out about the child, evaluating past strategies, comparing and integration information. Thinking work strategy. Separating disability from a child, thinking positively, maintaining a helpful focus, capacity work strategy, managing other activities, skill learning, work together using social support. And one more in this, like IQ. What is intelligent quotient? IQ is nothing but the intelligent quotient. IQ is one of the most researched areas in the fields of psychology. Despite of all these research, psychologists have been able to come to any agreement as to what constitutes intelligence and how we can measure it. So IQ is a number of indicating your inherited ability to learn instead of simply the knowledge you already have. So definitions. The definition of intelligence is extremely popular. He defined intelligence, the aggregate or global capacity of the individual to act purposefully and think rationally and okay to deal all the things. If you want, you can write this one also. So here, measure of a person's cognitive capacity relative to his or her peers. It is computed by dividing the person's mental age as measured on a scale such as standard Binet scale by his or chronological age and multiplying with 100. Okay. Cognitive age divided by chronological age into 100. Okay. How to calculate IQ? The developmental norms allow us to compare one person's test results to others. Mental age divided by IQ. Mental age divided by chronological age into 100. Okay, this is it. How we can measure? By following the rule. It is a MA divided by CA. Mental age divided by chronological age into 100. This is the, by following this formula we can calculate the IQ. So this is a normal distribution of the IQs. This is, you can write it. IQ range, classification, number of people, percentage of people. 140 and above, very superior and genius people. Okay, very superior and genius. 1, 0.13 percentage will be there. 120 to 139, superior, 22 people. 2.14 percentage. 110 to 119, high average, 136 people. 90 to 99, average, 682. Okay, so here average 682 people, 90 to 109. Okay, 80 to 89, low average. 7 to 79, borderline defective. 69 and below, mentally retarded. So this is an important normal distribution of the IQs. So you have to draw this one now. This is important. Mental age divided by chronological age into 100, that is a formula for the IQ. And next is the classification of the IQ. This is also important table. Okay. Next one is the intelligence. Okay, intelligence test. There is two types test will be there: individual test and group test. Individual test is a verbal test and performance test. Group test, verbal test and non-verbal test. Okay, verbal test in India. Okay, Manas group test by Pandit Vajja Shankar. Group treat, Jose group intelligence, Handels intelligence test, Uday Shankar intelligence test, Pillai intelligence test. This is a types of verbal test in our India. Okay, use of intelligence. Why we have to go for the intelligence test? For the purpose of the selection, for classification, to know the various types of the people, promotion of people. Okay, prediction of teacher, helpful in learning process, use of vocational guidance, use in army and civil services. That is the reason everybody will go for the interview and intelligence test. So this is the use of intelligence test. Sriyana? And the characteristics of the good test: reliability, validity, objectivity, scorability, comprehensive, and interesting and economical. Thanks for watching my channel. Have a nice day.